चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। ईशावास्य उपनिषद, last but not the least, mantra 18. अग्नेनया सुपथाराय अस्मान्, अग्नेनया सुपथाराय अस्मान्, विश्वानि देव वयुनानि विद्वान्, विश्वानि देव वयुनानि विद्वान्। यो योऽध्यस्मज्जुहुराणमेनः, यो योऽध्यस्मज्जुहुराणमेनः, भूयिष्ठान्ते नम उक्तिं विधेम, भूयिष्ठान्ते नम उक्तिं विधेम। अन्वय। अग्ने, हे अग्नि, अस्मान, हम लोगों को, अस, सुपथा, द नोबल पाथ, द नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर, उत्तर मार्ग में, राये, फॉर द अटेनमेंट ऑफ ब्रह्मलोक, कर्मफल मतलब ब्रह्मलोक प्राप्त के लिए, नया में लीड अस, यू प्लीज लीड अस। देव, हे देवता, ओ गॉड, ओ लॉर्ड। विश्वानि, ये जो सारे यूनिवर्स, टोटल यूनिवर्स। वयुनानि, वयुनानि मीन्स कर्म। विद्वान, त्वम विद्वान, यू आर द नोअर। अस्मत्, फ्रॉम अस। जुहुराणम, क्रूकेड, कुटिल। एनह, पाप, सिंस। युयोधि, वियुक्त करो, सब्ट्रैक्ट इट। ते, टू यू। भूयिष्ठान, greater, again and again. Nama uktim, vidhema, I am telling you prostration. Telling you prostration, हाँ, इसको थोड़ा ध्यान में रखना कि बोल रहा है हे अग्नि, हम लोग, देखिए इधर मास प्रेयर है, दिस इज अ मास प्रेयर, दैट इज वाई प्लूरल। हम लोग कर्म और उपासना की समुच्चयकारी, हम लोगों को हे भगवान तुम देवयान मार्ग में ले चलो। क्यों? कर्म प्राप्ति के लिए। हे देव, ओ लॉर्ड, हम लोगों को सारे कर्म और उपासना की ज्ञाता हो तुम। हम लोगों को जितने सारे पाप है उसको रिमूव कर दो, वियुक्त कर दो। और मृत्यु काल एकदम आसन, साधक, you know, the death is very closer, so the seeker can't get up from the bed and can't do the physical prostration. That is why he is telling vidhema, I am telling with the words, I am doing prostration to you. So this is the impact. So what's the English of it? That, O fire, O God, knowing as you do all our deeds, lead us by the good path for the enjoyment of the fruits of our deeds. Remove from us all crooked sins. We offer you many words of salutation. Today, first I will start with Shankara Bhashya. Punaranyena mantrena margam yachate agne nayeti. He Agne, Naya means Gamaya. Supatha means Shovanena Margena. Supatha iti Visheshanam Dakshina Margam Nivritti Artham. Nirvinnaha Aham Dakshinena Margena Gatagata Lakshanena Ato Yache Tvam Punah Punah Gamana Agamana Varjitena Shovanena Patha Naya Raye. Naya means that. Raye means Dhanaya, means Karma Phala Bhogayati Artha. Asman Yatha Ukta Dharma Phala Vishishtan. Vishwani means Sarvani. He Deva Vayunani. Vayunani means Karmani. Prajnanani means Vidwan, means Janan. Kincha Yuyodhi Vyojaya. Vyojaya means Vinashaya. Asmat means Asmatto. Juhuranam means Kutilam. Vanchanatmakam yenaha papam. Tataha vayam vishuddhaha santa ishtam prapsyama iti abhiprayaha. Kintu vayam idanim te na shaknumaha paricharyam kartum. Uishtham bahutaram te tubhyam nama uktim namaskara vachanam vidhema. Means namaskarena paricharema iti arthaha. So what's the meaning? Agne, O fire. Deva, O God. Vidwan, knowing. Vishwani Vayunani, all deeds or meditation, what we have done, you know. So, Naya, lead to whom? Asman, to us. Who we are. Who we are endowed with the aforesaid fruits of virtue. Supatha, by the good path. The attribute good path is used for, eschewing the southern path, Pitriyana. I am disgusted with the southern part. disgusted with the southern path, which is characterized by going and coming, going and coming. Hence, I entreat you again and again. Lead by the good path, which is free from going and coming, जहां पर जन्मांतर नहीं है, which is free from birth and death, birth and death, birth and death, this cycle. Raye means for the sake of wealth, means for the enjoyment of the fruits of my past scriptural deeds. शास्त्र विहित कर्म का फल wealth नाम से बोला गया है. Moreover, yuyodhi, remove, destroy. Asmat means asmatah, from us. Juhuranam, crooked, deceitful. Enah, sin. The idea is this: becoming purified, thereby we shall achieve our desired object. But as at present we cannot render any service to you because I am in the deathbed at the last stage. So te, to you, bhuishtham, many namaha uktim, words of salutation, vidhema, we offer. It means we serve you with salutations. Now a doubt is there. Some people are filled with doubt at hearing the texts. Crossing over death through avidya attains immortality through vidya. In 11th mantra, Shruti says that. And crossing death through destruction attains immortality through the unmanifested. Our 14th mantra says that. 11th and 14th mantra says that. Hence, to remove that doubt, we shall discuss the topic in brief. Now, then the reason why the doubt arises in being stated by the word vidya, why should not the knowledge of the Supreme Self itself in the primary sense be understood, and so also why should not immortality be taken in the primary sense? The answer is it not a fact that by reason of the opposition between the aforesaid knowledge of the Supreme Self and karma, there is no possibility of combination? Objection again came. True. But the opposition is not comprehended. Because opposition or agreement rests on the authority of scriptures. Just as the performance of karma, means performance of avidya, and the pursuit of knowledge rest on the authority of the scriptures, so also do their opposition and agreement. Just as the prohibition, do not kill any living thing. You know, himsa mat karo. where we learned from scripture, is overridden by the injunction that in Shastra it is written, one should kill an animal in a sacrifice. So also it is possible in the case of avidya or karma and knowledge, that karma and knowledge are to be combined. So in that doubt, Bhagavan Shankaracharya is answering that no, कर्मा एंड ज्ञानम कभी समुच्चय नहीं हो सकता है. कर्मा एंड नॉलेज they cannot be combined ever, because of the Vedic text. What are known as vidya means knowledge and avidya means karma are entirely different concept, and they follow different course. Because Kathopanishad Prathama Adhyaya Dvitiya Valli, fourth mantra says that. So there is objection again, that suppose we say that on the authority of the text, in 11th mantra it is there in the Shruti that he who knows Vidya and Avidya together, there is no antagonism. In that objection, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji answered, no, no, no. Because of the opposition involved in their causes, natures, and results. Again, objection. Since, on the one hand, the opposition or non-opposition between Vidya means knowledge and avidya means karma cannot stand as alternatives, and since on the other hand their combination is enjoined here, may we not argue that there is really no contradiction between them? It was the objection. Answer was no, since their coexistence is absurd. Again, objection came. They told, suppose we say that vidya means knowledge and avidya means karma may cohere together in the same person successively. Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji, then and they are told no. Because if the succession consists, according to Anandagiri ji, the Tikakar, further explanator of the commentary of Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji, he is telling if the succession consists in ignorance, avidya, karma, being earlier and knowledge means vidya later, then it is certainly admitted. But if ignorance is later than knowledge, then it is impossible. So the thing is, objection was, suppose we say that vidya and avidya may cohere in the same person successively. Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji told no. For when vidya means knowledge arises, then avidya or karma vanishes. Since in the person in whom there is knowledge, avidya cannot remain. Indeed, it is a fact that when the knowledge that fire is, hot, effulgent, has arises in a person, then in that very person in whom that knowledge has dawned cannot arise the ignorance or doubt or error of the form that fire is cold and non-illuminating. That sort of ignorance can't come. On the authority of the text, when to the man of realization all beings become the very self, then what delusion and what sorrow can there be for that seer of oneness? Because our seventh mantra says that in this Upanishad, which declares sorrow, delusion, etc., as impossible for a man of knowledge. We have said that since avidya or ignorance is impossible, for such a man, karma which originates from ignorance is also impossible. As for the text, he attains immortality. 14th mantra says the immortality. In 14th mantra, their Upanishad, Shruti says about immortality, Amritatvam. But according to the later part of the mantra, this immortality is a relative thing. If the knowledge of the Supreme Self is understood by the word Vidya, the prayer for the path, etc., in the text, the fact of truth means Brahman, the fact of Brahman is covered. So, you know that Hiranmayana Patrena Satyasya Apihitam Mukham, the 15th mantra becomes incorrect, irreconcilable, because for there can be no going or coming for a knower of Brahman who becomes all by becoming Brahman itself. Brahmavit Brahmaiva Bhavati. Accordingly, the combination of avidya is with meditation and not with the knowledge of the Supreme Self. Thus, we conclude by remarking that the meaning of the verses is just as we have interpreted earlier. So, now I just want to mention one thing. That भाष्यकार ईशोपनिषद की जो मंत्र व्याख्यान किया है, उसी समय विद्या शब्द की अर्थ उपासना किया और अविद्या शब्द की अर्थ कर्म। क्योंकि अमृतत्व शब्द की अर्थ आपेक्षिक अमृतत्व है, ऐसे ही भाष्यकार ने बताया गया। अविद्या शब्द की अर्थ कर्म है, ये स्वीकार करने में आपत्ति नहीं है। विद्या शब्द का एक्चुअल मीनिंग है परमात्मा विद्या, ब्रह्मन, आत्म तत्व। लेकिन हियर इन दिस उपनिषद भगवान शंकराचार्य जी हैज इंटरप्रेटेड दिस वन एज उपासना। एंड अमृतत्व का मुख्य अर्थ है स्वरूप में, अपना स्वरूप में स्थिति, ब्रह्म ज्ञान। लेकिन इधर मोक्ष की परिवर्त में आपेक्षिक अमृतत्व की बात बताया गया है। लेकिन पूर्व पक्षी जो है, जो मानता ही नहीं ऐसे, तो उनका संशय आता है तो उनका संशय को समाधान करने के लिए भगवान शंकराचार्य जी ने बोल रहा है जी देखो, विद्या और अविद्या की समुच्चय की उल्लेख है, तो जब है तब ये विद्या शब्द की अर्थ कभी परमात्मा विद्या नहीं हो सकता है, क्योंकि परमात्मा परमात्मा विद्या वेरीली ऑपोजिट विद द कर्म, क्योंकि कर्म में कर्तृत्व है, ब्रह्म विद्या में कोई कर्तृत्व नहीं है। कर्म में भोक्तृत्व है, ब्रह्म विद्या में भोक्तृत्व नहीं है। और विद्या की अर्थ उपासना, मतलब विद्या और कर्म का समुच्चय, जो मुक्ति, जो अमृतत्व, ये आपेक्षिक है। ये मोक्ष आपेक्षिक मोक्ष है, यही शास्त्र की कहना है। तो कभी कभी जब ये शास्त्र कहीं छोटा जगह पर विद्या और अविद्या की समुच्चय कर रहा है और बाद में विद्या की फल बोल रहा है कि मुझे इस मार्ग में ले चलो, उस मार्ग में ले चलो, उस समय ये समझना पड़ेगा कि विद्या मतलब मोक्ष नहीं, विद्या मतलब उपासना। कर्म और उपासना से कभी मुक्ति संभव नहीं, यही उपनिषद की कहना है। और हमारा आचार्य परंपरा का भी एक ही, क्योंकि आचार्य परंपरा फॉलोज द शास्त्र है, क्योंकि कर्म और उपासना में विरोध नहीं। जैसे तो बोल रहा है, देखो शास्त्र में तो बोल रहा है हिंसा मत करो, पशु को वध मत करो। तो भगवान शंकराचार्य जी बोल रहा है, देखो वही शास्त्र उपनिषद में बोल रहा है यज्ञ में पशु को वध करो। मतलब अगर इफ यू वांट टू सैक्रिफाइस इन एनी एनिमल, डू इट इन द यज्ञ, not every day killing chicken and eating. Why Shruti has told, Shruti is Shata Pramana. No question will be there. So, in Kathopanishad, one mantra is there, Duramete Viparite Vishuche. In these slokas, in these mantras, Kathopanishad has clearly told Vidya and Avidya, knowledge and karma, is verily contradicted. Now here in Ishopanishad, in the mantra is there Vidyancha, Vidyancha, apparently seems as if Jnanam and karma is samuchaya. No, here Vidya means upasana. Why? Because the later part of the mantra is telling about karma phala. Clear? So the thing is, कर्म की फल स्वर्ग आदि है जो अनित्य है, और असली ज्ञान की जो फल है वो तो संसार निवृत्ति है। तो दोनों कैसे हो सकता है, क्योंकि स्वर्ग में भी तो संसारी है। When a Swami is staying in an ashram, it's a big samsar. In your samsar, only husband, wife, 2 children, 3 children, 4 children, that's enough. But here in ashram, for a Swami, everyone is his children. Hundreds, thousands. तो संसार से जाओगे कहां? So the thing is, श्रुति का जो मंत्र है उसको should study very carefully. you have to remember the concepts. If you forget the mantra also, you have to remember the concepts. Because now the whole Upanishad you have studied under Guru Parampara, Shastra Parampara. Now if you study any other Upanishad, and if you see any contradictory mantra, then and there you will remember your Parampara sadhana. So here the samuchaya, that you are the serious practitioner. Jnanam is swata siddha, pramanajanya jnana. But karma and upasana is not, it is karmajanya. So through prayer, meditation, puja, japa, liberation, ultimate liberation is not possible. Ultimate liberation is only possible when you will have Jivatma Aikya Jnana. When Tattvamasi will be realized properly, understood properly, and when you will abide in it, then only emancipation is possible, otherwise not. So, here, see, Supatha is there. Lead us to Supatha. And Rai, where there is prosperity, wealth. How? Shovanena Margena. People say that if your goal is noble, so your path or means has to be noble. You acquire wealth in physical sense. I will tell you the spiritual concept of this wealth. That if you want to be wealthy also, do it by righteous means. Yesterday, one phone call came. One of my new students. The family is just millionaire. But they confessed that in many ways they have hidden their, in business it happens sometimes. Suppress something else to avoid taxes and all those things and so many things. So now they are very aged, 70 up, but all those thought process is coming. They have become psychiatrist patient because they have earned wealth not in a noble way. That is why in Upanishad is telling Shovanena Margena. By righteous means, Dharmapath. For a sadhaka, for you, for us, what is the wealth? Our real wealth is Chitta Suddhi, purity of mind. Sadhana Chatushthay, Shatka Sampatti, the fourfold spiritual practice. Then what is Supatha? Supatha here, Karma, Yoga, Upasana, etc. By performing everyday Karma, Yoga, Upasana, we can acquire the wealth of purity of mind, sadhana sampatti, etc. If anyone thinks that ultimate emancipation is my aim, then Atma Jnanam, self-knowledge is Supatha. Clear? So, whose goal is Chitta Shuddhi and other things, Swarga Prapti and all those things, that in next life I want to born in that house and I want to acquire this, or I want to be that God, I will be the king of the gods and goddesses. If such kind of thought is there, then karma and upasana is the supatha. If emancipation or moksha is our goal, then atma jnanam, self-knowledge, is the only means. Hey Deva means Dyotanat Devaha, of the nature of light. You know, because you are Sarvagnya, Sarvavida. You know all the path. Vayunani Vidwan. So, you know my karma phala. You know where is our problem? We are listening to Upanishad. Yet that, why we can't become that Jivan Mukta, liberated while living? Because we have the problem in the qualification. And then and there and every time, knowingly, mainly, and unknowingly, we commit papa, sins, and we horrify our path. But God is Sarva Shaktiman, omnipotent. So there is a prayer that you are the ocean of compassion, Karunashin. For you, everything is possible. Please, please remove my crookedness, remove my sins. I am ignorant. I don't know. Because crookedness itself is a sin. Hey Bhagavan, from my mind, all the injunctions, hindrance of that ultimate self-knowledge, you please remove. You are the Lord of all. You are the one. Bhagavan told, yes, I will give you. But you have to give me something. Sadhaka is intelligent, you know. Sadhaka tells, what should I give you, Bhagavan? Everything is yours. If I give the flower, that is also yours. What should I give it to you? Bhagavan is more intelligent. Bhagavan told, yes, everything is mine. I have given your ego. Correct. But you have nourished it and you have flattened it. आपने इसको बढ़ाया, मैं तो नहीं बढ़ाया. वो कम करके दो मुझे. Vishtam te nama ukti. Nama means na mama. मेरा कुछ नहीं. So this is the thing, you know. We have to understand. This is the impact of this mantra. And today is up to that. Tomorrow again I will take some portions in the same time.